Hey Stampers, Diane Dimich here with ddStamps.com, and today I'm going to show you a technique using sponges, and it's kind of a graduated color technique. So to begin with, I'm going to start with just a scratch piece of copy paper. I just pulled this out of my garbage and I'm going to tear it. And the cardstock that I'm using is actually the shimmery white cardstock from Stampin' Up. It has just a little bit of a shimmer to it, obviously, but a little bit of a sparkle to it, and it's a pretty heavy-duty, nice, thick cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of copy paper, which of course I just took out of my garbage can, or my recycling pile, and I'm going to use 3 different colors of ink today. I'm going to use Pool Party, I'm going to use Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to use Bermuda Bay. And what we're going to do is you're going to take this piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of adhesive to the back of it so that it sticks to my scratch paper well. And then the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and I'm going to sprinkle that all over the top of that, or sprinkle it, rub it all over the top of it, and then I'm going to use the stamp set Festive Flurries. This is a great stamp set that Stampin' Up! Has out. It actually has 4 snowflake stamps, but the other one's in a whole nother container on its own because it's a pretty big size stamp. So this is a stamp set I'm using today, and I'm going to use Versamark ink to begin with, and I'm going to do, this is kind of an embossing resist technique. And so I'm going to stamp my snowflake, but you're not going to be able to see any of this stamping part because it is clear. And I'm using clear ink with clear embossing powder. And I'll sprinkle that all over the top of that. And because I used that embossing buddy, I don't have little flyaways and little specks everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this with my heat gun. And I'd show you on camera, but you can't really see it anyway because it's clear embossing powder on the cardstock. Okay, I'm back from embossing, and now I'm going to take my torn piece of copy paper that I've got here, and I'm just going to lay this onto my project. And because I've had that piece of paper taped down, my cardstock's not going to move, and I'm just going to sponge, and I'm starting actually with the Bermuda Bay. I'm starting with the darker of the 3 colors, and just going ahead and sponging that on there. And then once I've done that, I'm going to move it up, and I can do it at an angle. And come in with the Coastal Cabana this time. And I usually start at the top of the copy paper and drag it down into the project, swirling as I go because it just gives it a nice blended look. But you can start to see how those snowflakes, that resist technique, those snowflakes start to pop. And then I'm going to move it again, and this time I'm going to come in with Pool Party. And this is just a lighter light blue. Put that in there. And I just keep going different angles, different sections of the cardstock. And then back to the Coastal Cabana. So I'm actually just pulling in 3 colors. This would look good with any colors that go good together. I think a purple pulled in here would be beautiful. But I just decided to go with the different shades of blue that we have, or some of the different shades, because it's not all of them. And then, let's see, that last one was Bermuda Bay, this one's Coastal Cabana. And you go all the way up your cardstock. Pool Party. You can see how those snowflakes, that resist technique, they start to pop off your cardstock onto your project. And you just keep going. I really hope this is staying in the camera range so that you can actually see what I'm doing here. And then when you get to the end, think I messed up my sponges there. You're just going to sponge right around your edges. I almost feel like it needs a little coastal. I really messed up my sponges. Oh well. I just need a little bit darker color, I think, up here. And there you have it. That's the technique. It's just to graduate it. And then when you're done with that, you're going to take a piece of paper towel. I'll just use this copy paper. And I'm just going to rub over the top of that. And that just takes the rest of the ink off of those snowflakes so that they stand up a little better, stand out a little better. I'll show you the card I finished using that technique. So this is the one I did with that technique. You can see I added a couple of rhinestone embellishments. I punched out a little saying onto that same Whisper White cardstock. So it was a Christmas saying. I stamped it. And then I came in with my decorative label punch and I punched that out. And then I came in with another decorative label punch and I punched that out. And then with this label punch, what I actually did is I cut it into two, taking out the point in the middle. So there's the point in the middle. And then I took adhesive and lined those up just to frame out that verse. So a pretty quick and easy card, and then I'm just going to attach that onto there. But it looks great. It's a great technique. So I will put the measurements up for the cardstock colors onto my blog. If you want to go ahead and visit, you can just click the button that you'll be seeing now. Just kidding. It's probably already there. Anyway, you can visit my blog and get all the measurements for the card and the supplies that I used. So thank you very much, and if you haven't already done so, think about signing up for my newsletter. Lots of great ideas and techniques coming up for the holidays, so and forever after. So there you go. Thank you, and you have a great day.